Some of you may think BIM is pretty new. Even for me, the first time that I heard the acronym was about 10 years ago. Maybe a few of you have been familiar with the term a bit longer. But even though it may surprise you to learn that the research around optimizing the building process is rich and complex, with participants from the United States, Western Europe, and the Soviet bloc's country, starting back in the early 60s. Yes, it's been a while that they have been working to improve the building industry. From CAD drawings in 1982, and yes, I can picture some of you smiling right now, this transition had its detractors back then, same as today. Considering that our ancestors have been drawing by hand for centuries, computer aids were an amazing revolution. And who wants to go back to hand drawing now? Nobody, except some last dinosaur who haven't started the transition to CAD. Without a doubt, hand-rendered drawings are beautiful, but they are extremely slow to create, and who has the time? Let's go back to our acronym BIM, Building Information Modeling. The official term BIM first appeared in 1992, and yet this process wasn't ready. So what about now? Well, we're getting closer to integrated engineering, where everyone reports to a single leader. BIM helps people in the building industry clearly communicate with any numbers of companies, be it 2 companies or 50. They may well have different ambition and different vision, but with BIM, they will all be working together, sharing their information through the common data environment. So the concept of building information modeling is not so new, and over the course of 20 years, different standards have been developed around the world in order to facilitate the building industry implementing BIM effectively. If you're wondering if BIM deployment is really happening, let's take a look at how it's been used around the world and find out if there's any countries which require using BIM for their construction and what benefit they are expecting. Lots of institutions representing the development of BIM started to appear in 2007, and they are all under government support. For example, the precursor was Northern Europe. They established some BIM requirements in the building industry in 2010, so any public project has to be submitted using BIM. In Singapore, they did more. Since 2015, they have required that any project bigger than 5,000 square meters has to submit the permit set using the BIM process, and that's a big move. So as you can see, BIM is moving forward fairly quickly. And let's take a more detailed look into some other country. The United Kingdom is in the midst of a big push to use BIM. Since 2007, the UK government construction strategy and the British Standards Institution are creating language to describe the BIM process, and they keep improving those guidelines year after year, learning from experience of real BIM projects. The UK government's construction strategy aims to achieve 20% saving in procurement costs. And they progressively announced that all public projects will be required to be developed using BIM by 2016. This gave the industry some time to adapt. Moreover, encouraged by the government action, several private owners are also now requiring BIM in their projects. Today, more than 60% of the UK building industry are using BIM. And we would have thought that the United States would have taken the similar path, but they really haven't. While they were part of the early development of BIM around 2005, they founded the National BIM Standards of the United States, providing the US industry guide and standards. The BIM development is not even across the USA. Depending on the region, 40 to 75% of public and private projects are using BIM, and few states like Wisconsin are imposing BIM for their public project. Even if, today, they require BIM for all major federal projects, it doesn't really impact a lot of buildings, or there are many more states and city buildings than there are federal. But independently, smaller public institutions are making the move toward using BIM. General Services Administration in 2003, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in 2006, Naval Facilities Engineering Command in 2014. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and lots of other countries have adopted guidelines, standards, and handbook, but have no regulation. But even though most of the owners, public and private contractors, architects recognize the powers of BIM, and 50 to 75% of them are using BIM. BIM is happening. BIM is real. It's not a fad. Those were just a couple examples, but there's many countries are moving forward to this new process, allowing better design, better construction, and better management. You better get ready for it. If you don't, you will play catch-up over the competition.